Hi, my name is Charlene Lavoie. I'm the community lawyer in Winsted. Welcome to our first video blog. The launch topic for today's video blog, which we're calling the 3-Minute Egg, is going to be on the topic of labeling of genetically modified foods. And it's an interesting topic. It's been something that's been going on for years, but finally there's a growing mainstream criticism of the Monsanto's so-called science of genetically engineered food. For the past 20 years, independent researchers, farmers, and consumers have criticized Monsanto science. Now the New York Times is joining in the chorus. Mark Bittman, the food columnist for the Times, dismantles the genetically modified organism science in his April 2nd, 2013 column, Why Do GMOs Need Protection? He leads with, quote, genetic engineering in agriculture has disappointed many people who had high hopes for it, end quote. Bittman explains, quote, genetic engineering in which a gene, usually from another species of plant, bacterium, or animal, is inserted into a plant in the hope of positively changing its nature, has been disappointing, end quote. Monsanto's Roundup genetically engineered seeds contain its own herbicide to control weeds, but super weeds have developed resistance to this herbicide. No surprise there. Scientists and others are not surprised by the weed's ability to adapt, but the concern is that the vast majority of soybeans and corn is already from Roundup Ready seed, and it is these crops, so crucial to the food supply, that will become increasingly vulnerable to the super weeds. Just as weeds developed resistance to the herbicide, insects that were supposed to be controlled by the toxin engineered into Monsanto seeds are also resisting and surviving, making the crop supply even more vulnerable. Michael Pollan, the best-selling author of In Defense of Food and the Omnivore's Dilemma, has said, so far, genetically modified products offer consumers nothing. That's why Monsanto has to be quiet about it. They love to talk to farmers, and they love to talk to Wall Street, but they don't like to talk to consumers because they don't have a story to tell yet. Consumers are growing more cautious about GMO foods. The fastest growing category in the grocery store is products labeled GMO-free. The organic food industry grew 7.7% in 2010, and the organic industry is creating jobs at 4 times the national rate. Soybeans, corn, cotton, canola, zucchini, summer squash, and sugar beets are high risk of being GMO. Dairy and animal products also expose consumers to GMO crops because animals are fed a corn and grain diet. About 70 to 80% of processed foods sold in the U.S. are made with genetically engineered ingredients. 64 countries, including Japan, South Korea, China, Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Russia, and the European Union, have restrictions or outright bans on the production and sale of genetically modified organisms. Agribusiness giant Monsanto has been one of the most vocal opponents of GMO labeling and has spent millions of dollars fighting labeling proposals because of the impact to the company's earnings and stock price. The failure and the fraud that lies behind Monsanto's scheme is being exposed. And these revelations will indict Monsanto, its government partners, the FDA and the USDA, and the scientists who falsified and hid data. The human health hazards and destruction caused by GMOs will take center stage. The Connecticut General Assembly is considering a GMO labeling bill, House Bills 6527 and 6519. Which would let us decide as consumers whether to buy and consume genetically engineered products. The Speaker of the House, Brendan Sharkey, is blocking HB 6519 from moving ahead and preventing you from knowing what is in your food. So call him at 860-240-8500 or go on the House Dems website, www.housedems.ct.gov, and tell them you want labeling for your food. it's an easy argument. Just label it.